had just finished playing Abiotic Factor, a game where you play as a scientist trapped at a paranormal containment facility that is in chaos. Now it got me thinking, would random people thrown together on a server be able to complete the game, or would they turn on each other, stealing resources and never getting anything done? I set up a server to find out. Most of the settings were set to their default status. The only catch, friendly fire was set to max and resources would not replenish in the overworld. I set up a 24-man server with no password, made a quick ad on the official Discord, and waited. The first obstacle that players would have to overcome is to escape the cafeteria. With all the doors locked, they would have to go through vents to find a way to open the doors. Not being able to set up a computer 24/7, I stepped away to take care of some things, checking occasionally to see if anything changed. Then it happened. I returned to find the cafeteria doors open. A player had joined. I decided to take a hands-off approach, interfering as little as possible and mostly just observing. The player, NL Meta, dispatched the first enemy before giving me a weapon and jumping into his own friendly roleplay.
I hate to tell you this, but there's a lot more where that came from. Yeah, I'm actually with the containment team, and let's just say I didn't do a good job. Let's roll, buddy. Probably gonna need to find a place to set up here. Establish operations, I'm telling you.
I followed the player to level 2, where he established an outpost just outside the security checkpoint, with plans to make a more permanent base inside once he was able to open the doors.
Because if we set up here, we can move in and secure this place.
Shortly thereafter, we heard a voice and the sound of combat. Another player had joined the server, and Meta was eager to assist them.
Oh wait, hey new friend. Oh no, we need to send a search party to go help him. Time. Hey, oh no. Oh.
The server was starting to gain traction, and progress was being made.
3 screwdrivers, 2 flashlights, a hammer, and an anvil.
On the second day, I made a radio and quickly heard chatter. Players were organizing to go through a portal to a paranormal train. I rushed to join them. What I found was about 5 individuals. They're fairly organized and were looking for specific materials.
The guy with the, what is this? The Orient Express, where they all come in and stab him once?
Afterwards, they led me back to the security office, which had been opened and a more permanent base had been established. More people were milling about inside, either sleeping or crafting supplies. As I perused the base, I overheard a conversation between a player who mostly stayed in the base making soups and supplies, and Meta, who had taken on a more leadership position. Meta expressed his gratitude to the other player, stating that they were doing just as critical a role as those who participated in combat.
Your work is very much appreciated. I mean, you're doing a huge contribution. Well, everyone here's been awesome, man. Good squad, like everybody's just working together.
It seemed as if everything was going well.
They tried. There's another one. I know where another one is close, right there.
On the third day, I returned to find the base still intact with several decorations now added, along with some more defenses, and some players had even carved out certain sections of the base for themselves. However, while I heard chatter on the radio, only one player was milling around the base. I set out looking for other players. With the current objective in the security area of the labs, I decided to look there. However, I only found traces of their existence, such as an abandoned forklift, until finally I got a hint on the radio.
Opened up the containment, I'll show you. Are you at the second base?
Second base.
Satellite base and labs?
I was able to locate their forward outpost in the aquarium area of the labs, accessible through jump pads. It was a safe location with food stations and extra supplies. I hid among their ranks by giving feeble assistance in the form of throwing sharp pens at enemies as they scavenged for materials in order to progress further. Things seemed to be going smoothly, until some mysterious players began to join the server. Some with Chinese characters that acted oddly, and players whose name wouldn't even display, equipped with high-end gear. Other players began to notice the odd characters and voice their concern. What no one knew, however, was that I had almost no control of the server. The admin settings were not appearing in-game as they should have, and the web client would constantly show the server as empty, even with about 10 concurrent players. With the threat of cheaters rising, I shut down the server and fixed the issue before any damage could be done. On the 4th day, still more players were joining the server. Some newcomer even offered me a coffee. The base had been improved with more art, defenses, and more soups and batteries than anyone would know what to do with. I tracked down a party attempting to complete the objectives at the Hydroplant Waterfall Apartments. They were tired and low on supplies. They informed me that they hit a roadblock with the security door and needed to get higher clearance, choosing to return to the base to restock. I noticed a lot of the newcomers were not using mics, but were still relatively friendly.
And I dropped a peppermint and I missed the rest.
Having missed a day due to a family emergency, I returned to find the server empty, with all objectives complete. The base was loaded with new decorations, from more collectibles to crazy alcoves and paintings. Half-eaten soups remained on the table, food rotted in the fridge, and a pile of death bags littered the starting area. The only company I had was a deadly endgame robot that was hell-bent on my destruction, and of course, the Lyak. Overall, I felt that maybe I hadn't made the game hard enough for the players, figuring that friendly fire would cause distrust. Instead, the players rushed through the game with ease, cooperating, and completing all the objectives within just a few days.